Hello, everybody. What is up, and welcome to a very fun streaming Friday. Hello, I'm Darkside Phil, and I welcome you to my full day of gameplay streaming. I hope you guys are excited. Today is Friday, October 4th, 2019. Today is a very special day. Indeed, it is. I welcome all of you here to my gameplay stream, my first of two. Man, 10 years. A lot happens in 10 years, guys. Seriously, a hell of a lot happens in 10 years. I look back and my life 10 years ago was so completely different than what it is today. Quite frankly, for the worse. I think my life today is so much better than it used to be 10 years ago, right? Like 10 years, my life, if I was still living in Connecticut, in my small little condo, playing games the way I used to and everything, I don't know how I'd be doing, quite frankly. 10 years. So much has changed. The landscape of the internet, the landscape of the world, YouTube itself. I remember 10 years ago, I'd be eager to rush out to GameStop to pick up a new release, pump it into my Xbox 360, which is what I was playing 10 years ago, boot the sucker up, play it, start recording with my camera, do an honest reactionary playthrough with off-the-cuff jokes and the like as I played a game, and immediately get those videos uploading to YouTube. 10 years ago, I didn't even have any money involved with YouTube. You couldn't even monetize gameplay videos, so it was solely for just the love of gaming and, the fact that gaming was my hobby and I loved sharing my gaming experiences with people. This was before I ever even imagined that I would ever make $1 doing this. I just thought this is just something to dick around. There's no money in it. It's just something to do to be silly and get kind of an internet following, which I had at the time. It was certainly nowhere near as what it is now. But people were starting to learn who I was. 2009 was an interesting year because Street Fighter 4 had come out, so I started playing the hell out of it and doing various sets with the different characters online and recording those sets and uploading them to YouTube. And people really liked that. But then they liked the fact that also I did the kind of off-the-cuff commentary with live gameplay. Because at the time, not a lot of people were doing that at all. They were actually... More than that, they were doing like walkthrough tutorial style videos. You would go on YouTube and you would see, here's a walkthrough of a game. And you'd be like, that's great, but there's not much personality to it. It's usually either just a guide on how to beat the game or whatever. There weren't a lot of people doing the impromptu style comedy and observational commentary like I was doing. And doing it long form, especially as quickly as I was doing it. I would pump out playthroughs of the hottest new releases within, say, 3-4 days of a game releasing. I would already have it beaten and have the entire playthrough on YouTube from start to finish, uncut and raw. Okay? And people really liked it. People really liked that. It's a different era. It really was. At that time I also had my office job. Then I would go work my ass off, 8 to 10 hours a day, then come home and really want a relief from all that stress, and gaming was my way of doing that. Gaming and filming myself playing games and uploading that to YouTube was my way of kind of having an escape from the stress of real life. It was definitely a different era. Back then, everyone was excited to see new videos on YouTube. It wasn't about, let's tear apart this person who uploaded and criticize them and harass them and make them feel like shit. It was actually the complete opposite, where you could upload any kind of video, essentially, and people would love it. Wow, someone actually provided free content for me to be entertained. I don't have to pay for this. It was a different attitude. Now it's like today, 10 years later, everyone's kind of entitled and feeling like everything should be free and on demand immediately for your own digestion, and how dare everything not be absolutely free and high quality and fucking high production value. When back then it was like people were just happy to see anything on YouTube for free and enjoyed it and had this big positive attitude and vibe towards it. Okay? But essentially when things become profitable, that's when the businesses move in, and that's sadly when things kind of fall apart. And that's kind of what happened with YouTube, is now, in order to make a living on YouTube, you need to either do one of the very, very common practices, like make drama videos, daily news videos, which aren't even news, it's just speculation and gossip, really. Or you got to do prank videos, or in the realm of gaming, you have to have insanely high production values and budget and high skill level to edit out this crazy, like, fancy looking video with scripted stuff in it, or else you can't hold an audience anymore. And that's sad, because essentially what happens is you get the people who actually had the talent from 10 years ago. They can't do it anymore. Instead, you have people who come in with a bunch of money and a bunch of fucking editing experience, and somehow they become the top dogs. And that's really what happened with YouTube over the years. For me, what happened is I realized this wasn't going to be something that I wanted to do. I wanted to continue to be just a gamer at heart who loves games and who shares honest gameplay experiences, and the way to continue to do that was going to be through live streaming, not through trying to do a YouTube presence. Even though I still have a YouTube presence and my channel still brings in decent views and people still check out my videos, they're just archives of my live streams, right? So how things change in 10 years, it's pretty remarkable, okay? So it is what it is. Times change, and you got to roll with them, right? And I have. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, 10 years later. Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. All right? So to explain what this is and why I'm so excited for it, because many of you might be saying, this is just a 10-year-old game that's been re-released for PS4 or whatever. Why do I care? First of all, I am a huge fan of Ghostbusters. Not that I talk about it that often anymore, but I love the Ghostbusters movies. And when I say that, I mean the original 2 movies, not the terrible 2016 piece of shit that was made solely for profit, and was a really just a terrible, terrible fucking movie that flopped. And then they blamed it on it being an all-female cast and people being basically sexist, which is hilarious. No, the movie was just bad. You're a hack. You made a terrible fucking movie. And then you expect that people are just going to watch it because it has female leads in it, which is preposterously stupid. But I digress. The original 2 Ghostbusters movies are some of my favorite movies of all time. I've rewatched those movies probably, arguably, more than any other. When I was a kid, I used to rewatch the Ghostbusters movie over and over and over. And Ghostbusters were ginormously popular in the 80s. They had their own cartoon shows, action figure lines. They were just so popular for kids, okay? So, growing up with that Ghostbusters stuff, when they announced that a Ghostbusters video game was being made and this game was going to have the plot line of the movies in it. Like, essentially, this game is Ghostbusters 3. It continues the plotline of the movies Ghostbusters 1 and 2. It has the original cast, including Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, and Ernie Hudson. And it's written partially by the cast of the movie. I was like, oh my god, this blows me away. This is amazing, right? Absolutely amazing. And I played the game when it came out 10 years ago, and I loved it. Now, admittedly, I remember there were parts of the game that were grindy, and in addition to that, back then, being very honest here, guys, a lot of the times when I played games, I wasn't super serious about it, because it wasn't, like I said, I wasn't making money doing it. It was during my formative years on YouTube when I really wasn't doing it professionally. I was just kind of dicking around. So some of the nights that I played this game, I was drinking, I remember. And so I was kind of like flubbing it and screwing up and having to go in circles trying to figure stuff out. I remember the final boss fight. I remember the final boss fight took me a long time to finish because I was drunk trying to do it. I remember that. So, obviously today I haven't done that in many, many years. I don't drink anymore when I play games and I do my streams. So, I'm not planning on doing that, alright? What I'd like to do 10 years later is re-explore this game. Now, the cool thing about this is, unlike back then, we've got direct capture, live streaming, all the things I didn't do back then. So, the quality is going to be way better. We're going to be able to kind of talk and interact while I play the game, which is pretty awesome. I couldn't do that, obviously, the first time around. It was just on-demand videos for YouTube. And I'm curious to see my reactions to the game 10 years later. You know, the game was really good 10 years ago, but does it hold up in the modern era? You know, I don't know. We're going to find out. I seriously can't believe 10 years have passed since I played this game. I'm serious. Like, it just blows me away that it was that long ago. But I remember a lot about the game. At the same time, I get the feeling there's going to be things I don't remember about the game. So it should be pretty interesting. But the other cool thing about this is that, you know, it's Halloween month. It's October. So what a perfect time for Ghostbusters, the video game, to be remastered and be re-released. Because everyone's in a spooky mood. We're all trying to get into the spooky vibe of you know, October. A lot of people are watching horror-themed stuff. Like, this is the time for this right now. So, pretty sweet. I'm excited for it. I hope you guys are excited for Ghostbusters starting today. Alright? So, yeah, starting today, 4 hours of Ghostbusters, the video game, remastered here on the stream. Hope you guys are excited. Later tonight, my late stream tonight will be some throwback Street Fighter fun. I'll be doing, as I've done the past few times, lobbies where I just play random people in random games. In that, it seems to be really fun when we do that, because that way you get a variety of gameplay, and it seems to be the best way to consistently find people to play. So that'll be later tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, okay? Tomorrow, excuse me. Tomorrow, more Ghostbusters, alright? So we'll have 2 straight days of Ghostbusters fun on the main gameplay stream. And then tomorrow night, I believe I'm returning to Dragon Quest Builders. I have to check the schedule. I'm almost 100%. Tomorrow night, I'm doing Dragon Quest Builders too. Okay? And then Sunday, we'll swing back to Borderlands 3 for a major gameplay session. Alright, so that'll be Sunday, Borderlands 3. And I think Sunday night, I'm going to be doing my Genesis mini stream, which we haven't done in a few days now. So I'll be playing some more Genesis mini, whether I continue on with some of the games I've already started, or whether I start up some new games. That'll be Sunday night. And then on Monday, probably more Ghostbusters, unless you guys are really demanding more Borderlands, which I don't foresee you doing. I think it's going to be people who want more Ghostbusters. So that'll be Monday, and then Monday night's going to be my weekly Minecraft chill stream. Alright? This week will be an interesting one, because we're going to be finishing up a garage project that I started last week, and then we have to make a pond with a bar for frogs. What kind of sucks is there's no frogs in Minecraft. I wish there were. But they did not add frogs to Minecraft as of yet. It's speculated they will eventually, because this was one of the things that they were, I guess they were polling gamers and saying, what would you like to see next in Minecraft? And one of them was swamps with frogs. But then it didn't win out the poll. So they ended up doing something else. But it seems like they're going to eventually be doing the frogs. So if they do, that'd be pretty cool. So we're going to work on that on Monday in Minecraft. Okay, Tuesday's my day off this week. Alright? And this Tuesday, Kat and I are going to try to go to a pumpkin patch and get a pumpkin for this month. And we're going to decide whether we want to carve it or just kind of leave it intact. And just to have as something around the house. We'll see. But yeah, we're thinking about going to a pumpkin patch this Tuesday. And then I'll be back on Wednesday with the premiere of the Terminator, aka the T-800, the Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator, in Mortal Kombat 11. Now, I'm well aware that this comes out technically on Tuesday, but I'm not here Tuesday. Tuesday's my day off for the week, so I'll be back on Wednesday with the coverage of the Terminator in Mortal Kombat 11. And then Wednesday night, I'll probably be doing a chill stream. What? I have no idea yet. To think about it. Yeah, obviously, there's many options for things that I could do as late night chill streams, okay? So, that's the rough schedule, you know, for the next week or so. Now, as I've told you guys, I am strongly considering playing another game coming up in the next week or so. What game? Well, I was kind of balancing different games in my head, such as Astral Chain, Code Vein, and I'm not sure what. You know, Code Vein, by all reviews, is kind of mediocre. People are basically saying it's not a bad game, but it certainly doesn't break the mold in too many ways. And it doesn't seem to be a very interesting game overall. It's just okay. Astral Chain I don't know that much about, but when I didn't play it in August, people went nuts. And we're like, damn, you missed like one of the best games of the year. So maybe I'll do Astral Chain. I don't know. I think what I may do is we'll wait until later this week. Well, later next week, I should say. and see how things go with Ghostbusters, see how things go with Borderlands and everything. And based on your feedback, that'll determine what I end up playing for that intro. Because it's basically about a week to a week and a half where there's not a lot going on, and I'll have time to play something else. And especially if I remember correctly, this Ghostbusters game is about, I want to say it's like 12 hours long. I could be wrong, but it's not super long. And I know that I'm getting near the end of Borderlands 3. So once we start getting near the end of both these games, I'm going to essentially have some time during days to really do whatever. So starting up a new game might make sense until Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville starts up, which is on the 18th. And then, of course, we got WWE 2K20 on the 22nd. So, yeah, I'll have some time, right, to fill. So we'll see. All right, I'm throwing that out there as a possibility. I'm very strongly leaning towards Astral Chain at this point since I skipped it, and a lot of people wanted to see me play at that time. Okay, now a couple other things. Tonight, well, first of all, if you're a patron of mine, if you pledged to my Patreon last month, September, I sent private messages out last night to all the patrons on patreon.com to get your perks. So please respond with your information, and I can get you your perks as soon as possible. All right? Also, more than likely tonight, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to take the game nominations that you guys gave me for Halloween-themed and spooky-themed games for the Halloween Horror Marathon that I'm doing on Halloween, and I'm going to take the most nominated games and turn them into a poll by which you guys will be voting on for the games that I'll be playing during the event. Now, the only exception is if I sit down and let's say only like 5 games really got nominated enough to even make the poll, then there's no point in voting because those are the 5 games that I'm going to play. Okay, so let's see what happened. I haven't really even looked yet to see what kinds of stuff got nominated. I'll take a look tonight. I'll try to, work it out, figure it out, and get that going. If there needs to be a poll, there will be starting tonight. If not, great, then we'll know what games I'm going to be playing on Halloween. Okay? In addition, I'm going to be setting up the poll on which you guys will be voting for what kind of Halloween costume you want to see me wear during the Halloween marathon event. All right? So categories will include things such as classic Hollywood movie monster. So think the vampire or a werewolf or a mummy or Frankenstein, etc. There will also be pop culture icon. Think, celebrity, something like that. There will also be video game character. Obviously, there's a lot of options there with video game characters. There will also be superhero. That's a whole category in itself, comic book / superhero. Okay? And maybe there'll be like a wild card. Maybe I'll do wild card and it'll be, I basically just look for something crazy for myself. It could be anything and I just find a zany costume or something. Okay? So it's probably going to be the categories. I'll think about it, but I'm going to set up the poll and you guys are going to be able to vote on what kind of costume you want to see me do. All right? So that poll will probably go live hopefully tonight. If not, it'll be this week, but maybe tonight. And I hope you guys will start voting because it takes about, a week to a week and a half of voting, and then I could go get the costume by the end of the month. So, yeah, that'll begin tonight, hopefully. Okay? So that's good stuff. That's some good stuff. And I hope that you guys will consider possibly, voting on the kind of costume that you would like to see me wear. The more voting, the better. The more interactions, the better, right? So it's all about interactivity. So, now, one final thing. Last night, a couple people were asking me, they said, Phil, what's going on with subs this month? Well, a couple things. First of all, you might have noticed the subs have dipped. That's not surprising. The reason that the subscriptions dipped this month is because last month was September. On September, everyone got half-price subs, or a lot of people got half-price subs, I guess I should say. And because of that, a lot of people subscribed who normally wouldn't have because it was cheaper. Well, guess what? September's over, and those subscriptions have expired. So a lot of people who did half price last month are not going to come back and go ahead and do them again. Same thing. Some people were last month were very generous and were like gifting subs and stuff. They've all expired. And because there's no promotion going on this month, a lot of those subs are just going to expire. And that's to be expected, This is not surprising or shocking to me. I knew this was going to happen come this month. And so I'm not freaking out about it whatsoever. All right. Now, the good thing is this month we got so many Halloween festivities going on. We've got decorations in the office. We got a special overlay. We got special pop-up messages for contributions that are Halloween themed. And we got the special Halloween emotes. This whole month, if you subscribe to the channel, you get Halloween-themed emotes. In fact, people are really liking certain emotes, like the Joker emote for the movie that just came out last night that is apparently insane. Like, people made a ton of money on this movie, and everyone's saying the movie's amazing. So, pretty pertinent time to have that emote, right? But that being said, now is the time. If you have not subscribed yet, now would be the time you would want to sub to get access to all this fun stuff for the month, okay? Now, the other half of all of this is people are saying, well, what's the monthly sub goal for this month? To which I respond very simply, there is none. For two reasons. Number one, because the subs are going to further dip. Last month, we had artificial growth with September, and I know for a fact that come another week or two, you're going to see a ton more subs expire for people who only subbed because it was half price. So good luck maintaining that sub level when people only sub because of the discount and the discount's over. It's just not viable, okay? The other thing is, quite frankly, I don't think that there's anything this month that's going to really overly motivate people to sub besides already having the cool Halloween emotes. You see what I mean? I think if people want to sub this month, they're going to get the cool emotes, and that me doing a sub goal isn't necessarily going to really motivate much of anything. All right? Now, FYI, next month, the month of November, there will be a sub goal. What is it going to be? It's going to be for the Christmas event. What that means is that if we hit the sub goal, people are going to be nominating Christmas-themed games, and or, it doesn't even, this year I'm doing something special, it doesn't have to be Christmas-themed. It could be any kind of game that you just want to see me play as a Christmas event. Because in previous years, you guys may not realize this, I didn't do Christmas-themed events. I would do, my Christmas special is me playing Modern Warfare against people and like teaming up with people in Modern Warfare and stuff like that. That's how I used to do it. And what's hilarious about this is, over the years, somehow it became a Christmas-themed event where now I only play Christmas-themed games. I don't know how that happened, but it did. So what I'd like to do this year is open it up so that not only is it going to be Christmas-themed games, which I would love to play, but other games as well. If you guys want to just see me in particular play a certain style of game for the Christmas event, I would do it. I would open it up so that way there's more viability to it rather than, how many Christmas-themed video games in reality are there? Not that many. So you need to open it up a little bit, I feel, okay? So not only that, but, I might even have a Tier 2 goal, where if I hit a Tier 2 goal for a Christmas event, then maybe I'll commit to getting, like, an outfit or decorations or something. I don't know. I haven't even really thought about it yet, but next month is going to be all about the Christmas event, okay? And then in December, we're going to be doing stuff for the new year, so more than likely it'll be another marathon style. I don't know if it'll be an Indies marathon or if it'll be another retrospective event, but by then we're already talking months have passed, you see? So if you wanted to do another retrospective event or whatever, it would be a good time for it. But this month, I don't see any reasonable reason to do a sub goal because people already are going to sub to get the cool emotes. And I don't think that anything else that I brainstorm is going to motivate people to sub better than these crazy good emotes. Okay? Just being honest here. So, alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the deal. Thank you very much for listening. I know that was a lot to get through before we got to the next segment of the pre-stream, but I had a lot to talk about. Let's move on to the next segment of the pre-stream, also known as... Sorry, I wasn't ready. The gratuitous plugs. Yes, the gratuitous plug segment. So, the gratuitous plug segment is fairly straightforward. Alright? It's a way that I tell you how you can be supportive of the streams. And you can choose to be supportive or not. That's completely up to you. So let's go ahead and talk about it. As I've forementioned in this very pre-stream, I have been a content creator for quite a long time. 10 years ago, I played Ghostbusters, the video game. Essentially, I've been doing this for 11 years. In fact, it was just, I think yesterday was technically the first day of my 12th year as a content creator on the internet. Pretty crazy when you think about it, that I've been doing this for 12 years. I've been doing it for 7 full years. I take that back, 8 full years at this point, as a job. And the fact that I've had the longevity that I had, holy shit, right? I mean, I'm certainly nowhere near as popular as I was at one point, but the fact that people still care about me, still want to come by and hang out with me on a daily basis, they still want to hear my opinions on games, it's pretty remarkable, and I'm incredibly grateful for that. You know, this essentially changed my life for the better, and I'm so happy now to have the life that I have because of all of this, and I just want to say thank you to all of you for allowing me to have 11 awesome years doing this. That being said, in the modern era, I am a full-time live streamer. I no longer rely on YouTube ad revenue because I can't. I instead have to rely on crowdfunding during the live streams in order to make ends meet and keep this going. All right? So please, think about it. You know, if you like my daily live streams, I'm here 6 days a week full-time. If you like the fact that I still archive all of my videos over on my YouTube channel, DSPGaming, so that you guys have a way to watch the videos back, and enjoy them. If you like all of this and you want to see this continue, all right, please consider contributing via one of the following methods that I'm about to outline on the stream. Now, one thing that I'm going to tell you right up front is that contributions are greatly appreciated. Yes, they keep the stuff going, but they are not required or mandatory. Please understand, I'm happy to just have all of you come and hang out with me on a daily basis. I think it's an amazing thing that people want to spend time with me and hear my opinions and hang out and chill and have interactions and just have a fun, cool time on stream. That's amazing. That's good enough for me. Like I said, I used to do this for a hobby for 2.5 years before I ever even made a living doing it because I didn't intend to ever do this for a living. I just kind of fell into it. Kind of an interesting story in that way. So please understand that it's not required, however. If you can contribute, please consider using one of the following methods because this is my life's blood and I do rely on crowdfunding in order to keep stuff going. The first is my Patreon, which I've already mentioned. You can check that out at patreon.com/DarkSidePhil. Those who pledge to my Patreon get many monthly benefits and perks depending on how much they contribute. Please give it a look. It's all explained right there on my Patreon page. All right? And thank you to those who did pledge in September. Like I said, please respond. Give me your info. I'll get you your perks as soon as possible. Number 2, my Teespring Store, where I sell all kinds of fun merchandise. It's primarily t-shirts, but there's also things like hoodies, sweatshirts, mugs, and stickers. Now that we are in the cooler part of the year in the United States, you might want to think about a hoodie or a mug or something like that for the warmer weather. And warm yourself up with a nice cup of joe, a nice Dark Side Phil cup of joe, or maybe who wouldn't want a Wow Dude hoodie? Especially with the holidays coming up. You might want to start thinking about that, okay? Yeah, right. Anyway, thank you for anyone who checks out my Teespring. You buy something there. It helps me out. You get a cool collectible. We all win, so thanks for that. Now, if you're here live on the stream, this is a no-brainer. If you contribute during a various method during the stream, I'm going to give you a shout-out for your contribution, which gives you extra recognition, okay? So, if you cheer with bits, if you subscribe to the channel, or if you tip me, any of those 3 things, all right, you're going to get a shout-out. Now, please understand that, you know, there are certain criteria and rules that I have to follow, excuse me, here on Twitch, that I will outline in just a moment. And so, there, you know, I want you to understand that up front, but we do have a stream stats leaderboard at the top of the screen, so if you are the top cheerer or top tipper of the day, you'll get extra recognition. I'll update that manually. There's also a cheering leaderboard integrated right here into Twitch at the top of the stream chat, so that if you are the top cheerer or one of the top 10 cheerers of the week, you'll get credit for that, okay? Now, please understand, I'm streaming on Twitch.tv. This is a business where I have to abide by their rules. So, you know, that being said, I can't say and do anything I want. I have to, you know, look at their criteria and what they allow, and some people will try to jump on here with a contribution that'll derail the stream or talk about something that I can't talk about, etc. I can't do that, all right? I got to abide by the rules. That's just the way of the world. In addition to that, I have a certain kind of vibe that I like to maintain on my streams, all right? This is a chill vibe. This is a relaxed vibe. Essentially, what I like to do on my gameplay streams is I like it to be that you come here to hang out with me. You come here to escape from the drama and the negativity and the toxicity and the stress of your real life. You want to come here and just have a good time with me, right? You want to hear my honest reactions to a video game that I'm playing. You want to maybe have a little bit of interactivity with me in the stream chat and just have a good time and have some fun. You're not here to see people arguing. You're not here to hear insults. You're not here to see drama and all kinds of nasty stuff. You have enough of that in your real life. Why would you come to a gameplay streamer stream to see that, right? There's a lot of people who do that kind of crap on their streams. I'm not one of them. That's why I make it a rule of thumb on my streams to not talk about controversial topics. You're not going to hear me bringing up politics or religion on the regular, because those are topics that people tend to argue about and get all upset about. And I just don't see the point when you have enough of bombardment of that in your real life to come to a gameplay stream and have to hear about those topics. If there's a game that's about them, that's different. But if we're just in general playing regular video games, why on earth are we going to worry about that shit, right? So, one other thing we don't do. We're not going to be throwing insults around. We're going to be respectful, to everyone. Everyone's respectful to me, and I'll be respectful to you. Everyone please be respectful to each other. Not allowed to be just coming in here and insulting each other and everything, okay? And one other thing, rule of thumb, please don't bring up negativity. Please don't bring up people who attack me on the regular or slander me or defame me on the regular. Please don't bring up people stealing my content. We don't care about that. We know it happens on a daily basis. There's entire YouTube channels dedicated to literally stealing my content illegally on a daily basis and making a living off of it because they have no talent for them fucking selves. They have to ride my coattails. It's been like this the entirety of the time that I've been a content creator. It's not going to change anytime soon. So there's no point in bringing it up because there's no validity to any of it. There's nothing I could add to it that's going to make it change. It just is what it is. So why acknowledge it when we could just have a fun and positive stream together and not worry about that crap, right? I'm here to just have fun with games to begin with. I don't care about what those idiots are doing. Let them have their jollies off by themselves and let's have our fun on the streams together. Fair enough? Fair enough? All right. There you go. So, that's the deal. Those are the rules that I abide by here, guys. All right? Now, out of all the things I mentioned, all right, if you want to help me out the most right now, please consider tipping me. The reason being, number one, this month in particular, there's going to be many games that I'm considering buying, including Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville, WWE 2K20, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, The Outer Worlds, The Medieval Remaster, Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz Remaster, Luigi's Mansion 3, whatever games I end up getting for the Halloween Marathon, and there's a rumor that there's going to be remasters of The Lion King and Aladdin, the classic games from the SNES Genesis era that are going to be remastered in modern gameplay mechanics and modern graphics for modern consoles, and I need to have enough friends for all those games this month if I don't have it. Okay. You see my point. Now, in addition to all of that, financially, I haven't been doing so well. So, on top of all of that stuff, I've got all my bills currently clearing right now as we speak, and I know I'm going to run out of funds within a couple of days. So, if you tip me, those funds, I swear to you, will go towards not only the cost of all the games this month, but also keeping my stuff afloat so that I can afford to keep doing this and pay my bills and everything. So, please consider tipping me. There's two ways that you can tip. If you look below the stream, there's a tips jar button you can click on, or you can type !tip into the stream chat. That will take you to my PayPal tips page. All right? So a couple things about this. Number one, if you're afraid that contributing to a content creator like myself may bring negative attention to yourself, understandable. You don't have to give your identity out publicly at all. You could completely make up a name. You could say anonymous. Or if you really want to, you could give your name in a message. But if that's up to you, you can hide your identity so that way no one will know it's you and harass you for contributing to a streamer or anything like that. Number two, you don't need to actually have a PayPal account to tip me. You can use a major debit or credit card, much like paying for anything else on the internet. There's a button right there on my PayPal tips page to do that. So it's not a big hassle that you have to create a big account or whatever. So please consider contributing if you can today. It's not required, but it's much appreciated. And if you have the option, please tip me. I really need the help with tips in the next 1 to 2 weeks. I really strongly need the help, so please tip me if you can. All right, guys? Fair enough? All right. Now, on to the final segment of the pre-stream, which is... Oh, my God. Let's try this again. Shout-outs for those who have contributed. And I want to give a shout-out to anyone who contributed in the last, overnight and on the stream in particular before we get started with gameplay today. So let's do so, shall we? First of all, once again, which seems to be a very positive and running pattern, Golden Colts did several cheers overnight. Thank you very much, Golden Colts, for the overnight contributions. I always appreciate them. Unlimited Froggins cheered. He said, you seemed a bit off at the end of last night's stream. If there's something going on relating to the streams or behind the scenes and you need to get it off your chest, you know you can always talk to us. Now, in general, what I'd say is, the first thing is, as you know, like I told you guys, this is the time of the month when everything clears, and it's very bad because I know, once again, I'm probably going to get overdrawn again. It just sucks. There's nothing I can do about this in the short term. So that's always weighing on my mind. But in particular, last night, that wasn't the case at all. The problem was I was playing Gears 5 Horde mode, and I actually really like Horde mode, but sadly, there's a couple shortcomings about the game that pisses me off. The first is that in Horde mode, they only allow you to have one of each character on your team, and every single time I try to pick a certain character, I never get it. So whether I'm picking Marcus Phoenix or JD, whoever I want during that particular game, I never get them. So here I am, I'm going to play Horde mode, and I end up playing with Jack again, who's the robot, the support robot, which I don't mind, but I already did it once. And I know my viewers want to see new stuff, and there's nothing I can do about it because the game just chooses the fucking character for you, which is like such a stupid and broken game mechanic. I can't just play who I want, then why the fuck am I playing a game? It's supposed to be fun, give me the character who I want. Why are you taking it so goddamn seriously? It's Horde mode, okay? It's not fucking competitive, it's Horde mode. The other thing is, I'm playing it, and sadly, all my teammates drop, and I've been playing this for an hour and a half, and all my teammates drop, and I'm like, well, I'm not going to keep playing this with fucking AI, that's terrible. So the viewers admittedly got bored and were angry, and they're like, man, I wish you could have been doing anything else but this, because this just seemed like a huge waste of time. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. It's sad because, you know, Gears used to be this super hype thing where when it came out, you could get a huge amount of gameplay out of it, and it would have longevity, and it's just not like that anymore. Gears had like a week where it was popular, and now no one cares about it anymore, and no one's asking me for it, and even though I enjoy the Horde mode, I can't even get a solid session out of the fucking thing because of the way they designed it. And it's disappointing to me. Because this is a game that I was hoping to maybe have some longevity and enjoy over time, and now I can't. It just seems like a game that's a dud now. And I hate when I put out a stream where, in general, people on the stream are complaining that it's boring. Because I'm like, damn, if we just interacted or had some fun with it, I think it would be fun. But a lot of people kind of get stuck on the game I'm playing. That's exactly what happened last night, because I was playing Gears 5, and I had about a half an hour extra left. Okay. And I'm like, okay, well, instead of just ending early, let's talk for half an hour. So we did, and the viewership went up. Contributions went up. Everything went up. Everyone was happy. I was like, so I could have just literally just sat here for 2 hours and talked to you guys, and you would have found it more entertaining than Gears, essentially. So that kind of, that annoyed me because, you know, it's hard, being honest, as a streamer and a content creator, what I'm trying to do is strive to find stuff that's going to be for all audiences. And people expressed to me last month they liked the Gears stuff. They wanted more. Some people had actually been asking me when I was going to go back to Horde mode because I had said that I liked it and I was going to play it more. And so I was like, okay, I'll eventually go back to it. So I do, and then the audience hates it. And it's like, that's disheartening and disappointing because, you know, I'm trying to do stuff. And if you guys would have rather just had me talk for 2 hours, I would have just fucking talked for 2 hours. You see what I mean? So it is what it is. You know? It's always going to be disheartening to being a content creator if I put out something you guys don't like. So, yeah, I would say probably last night by the end of the stream I was a little upset about that. But that's, you know, nothing in general was going on outside of that or anything like that. So, okay. Overnight, I received a $1 tip from Fat Mr. Bo. And he said, I was going through Twitter and I saw tweets by Trump and blah, blah. All right, I'm not even going to address it. Seriously. I'm not going to address it, but he did say hashtag Ghostbusters hype. All right, like I said, I don't get into politics, please. The second you say Trump, the pitchforks go up, right? So we're not going to talk about that. But thank you very much for the $1 tip. And yes, Ghostbusters hype, I'm very excited for this today. All right, Glitch Crazed. Resubscribe to the channel for 26 months. Thank you, Glitch Crazed, for 26 ongoing months of support. That is outstanding. I know you are one of my longer time fans, and I appreciate that very much, so thank you very much for that, and good to see you. Crazy Dream gets a subscription to Diving Headbutt. Congratulations to Diving Headbutt on receiving the gifted subscription. Hopefully you enjoy it, and thank you, Crazy Dream, for the ongoing support. Okay. The Last Rambo did a 50-bit cheer and says the following. I remember in one of your old vlogs, you were complaining that the only way to succeed on YouTube is to make edited videos with high quality production. You didn't want to sacrifice your raw style of playthroughs, so would you have succeeded if DSPGaming was focused on edited content and gaming vlogs, and you made a channel dedicated to full raw playthroughs? Essentially, Last Rambo, the answer is yes, but I would have had to do it way earlier than when I tried to do it, so allow me to explain. It was around the years of around 2012, 2013. I was still doing my long-form, raw gameplay videos, unedited, and that's when a large group of people, out of nowhere, magically appeared on YouTube. Somehow they all had expertise in video editing. Somehow they all had scripted comedy. Somehow they all seemed to just appear. And they said, oh, we're the new wave of gaming content creators on YouTube. In reality, what happened was, as always happens with all of these emerging medias, people saw money in it. They said, oh crap, people can actually like monetize their videos on YouTube. And so you had a group of people who were not really in it for gaming. They were in it because they wanted to make a living doing it and make money. They already had expertise in video editing. They had, writing on comedy series and stuff. And they decided they were going to take all their money and come onto YouTube as a group of investors and a group of business people rather than real gamers. And they all came onto YouTube and started doing the same kind of content, okay? And this was around, I'd say around 2012, 2013. And essentially what they did is they changed the face of YouTube. Because a guy like me, who didn't have video editing experience, who didn't have a budget, per se, to make an edit, I don't have a gaming fucking studio, right? I don't have any of this stuff. I don't have a team of people working for me to edit my videos after I create them, right? That's never happened. For me, I've always been a one-man show. Everything I do is me. So, essentially, you had the talented people who were in it for the love of gaming being brushed under the rug for people who were coming into it, seeing it as a business opportunity. All right? And sadly, I hate to say it, YouTube decided, in all of their wisdom, they were going to select and promote those who were in it for the business opportunity as the golden boys and girls of YouTube for gaming. These people got their videos promoted. They got in league with gaming companies so they could get advanced copies of games early. Essentially, the whole face of the way that people did content with gaming on YouTube changed within the realm of, say, 2-3 years. Like, again, around 2012 to, 2014, it became a very different thing than what it was from 2008 to, 2013 when I was doing it at the peak of popularity, okay? And so what I would say is if I actually, during that time period, had chosen at that point to say, I see the changes that are coming, I think I should change up what I'm doing, and I'm going to now become one of these YouTubers who does highly edited content. Maybe I'll still do the raw gameplay, but then I'll take time to edit that content into the best of the week, highlights from a game, countdowns, highly edited reviews, etc. If I had started doing that, say between 2012 and 2014, 2015, when that became the popular thing on YouTube, I probably would be way more popular now than I ever was. And quite frankly, I probably would still be able to kind of make a living on YouTube. At least to way more of an extent that I do now. I think everyone was hit so bad by the YouTube adpocalypse in 2017 that some people who even have these healthy channels still can't even make a living doing it. It's funny. I just had the interview with this guy, The Quartering. He said that he essentially is bringing in around 13 million views a month. That is as popular as I was when I was at my peak. And this guy says, I still have a full-time job. I would never give that up. He's not making enough on his YouTube channel, bringing in 13 million views a month to make a living. When I was doing that, I was making insane money. So that's just a difference between 2012 YouTube and 2019 YouTube. In 7 years, the ad revenue has plummeted so badly. This guy who's doing the same views I did 7 years ago has a full-time job outside of it. That's pretty ridiculous in my opinion, but it is what it is. Times change, right? Yeah, I do feel that if back then I had decided I want to go with the trends, I want to do what's popular, I want to change to be the YouTuber that's going to be a top gaming YouTuber, and I had started editing content, all that, yeah, I more than likely DSPGaming would have become more popular than it ever was. It would have continued to grow, because that's the thing, it stagnated. Once essentially all the gaming content on YouTube became edited, my old school style raw gameplay stagnated. Like, I didn't see any more growth. And that's what's happened. It's stuck between, say, 170 to 180,000 subs for, like, a ridiculously long time. And it's still there. Even today, I'm still at 188,000 subs. And I'm very, very slow sub growth. Like, 1,000 subs every 6 months or something crazy like that. Like, I doubt ever in my history I will ever hit 200,000 subs on DSPGaming. Being that it is just an archive channel of my streams, I don't really see growth on it. And I doubt I will ever hit 200,000 subs ever on the channel. Okay? But if I had adopted the editing and stuff earlier, I feel that I actually would have. Alright? Now, here's the thing, Last Rambo. I did actually adopt the editing style in 2016. If you guys remember, I said, well, I can't do it on DSPGaming. The channel's been too long standing as an edited content channel. So I'm going to make a new channel called KO Gaming, and I'm going to do exactly what people have asked for years. I'm going to do the edited style, countdowns, reviews, etc. It worked. The channel blew up. I had a video with over 1 million views. I had channels with hundreds of thousands of views. The average video was getting like 30 to 50,000 views. It was profitable. It was working. The formula works of edited content, edited thumbnail. You know what I mean? Like, it works. The YouTube formula works. Everyone knows this. Okay? The problem is, YouTube fucked the channel. For absolutely no reason, YouTube, in all of its wisdom, demonetized KO Gaming. It made it that every video I uploaded to the channel would be auto-demonetized upon going live. In fact, one of the videos I uploaded and left private, and it got demonetized. Makes no sense. How the fuck do you demonetize a video that had no tags, no title, and was private? They auto-demonetized it. They had red flagged the channel, essentially, to say that it will not get ads unless every single video gets reviewed by YouTube. So what happened was, overnight, a channel that I was putting time and money into, you know, what I was doing, I was streaming full-time during the days, and then half the nights at night, I wasn't doing late-night streams. Instead, I was editing that content into videos for KO Gaming. You see what I mean? And essentially what happened was all my effort, all my time and effort was wasted, because after building the channel for a year, YouTube did this to the channel for no reason and no explanation. And essentially every video that got demonetized, I would submit for a review, and upon review, it would all get ads back. The problem is the review process took days. So good luck working your ass off putting out a video, and then you can't have it, you know, it has to go live to be reviewed, and you have a video live for 2-3 days, and then they finally put ads on it. It's dead. You've already lost 80% of your viewership, and you can't, that channel can't sustain anymore. So I was putting in, no lie, probably, I would say 2 to 4 hours work a night, 2 to 3 times a week. So, you know, 10 to 12 hours a week editing videos for KO Gaming. It worked, and the channel was popular, and YouTube killed it. Now, eventually that all changed. I don't know what happened. I guess YouTube decided at some point they weren't going to do that anymore, because if you remember, at one point, DSPGaming got demonetized for no reason. It was their internal error. They're a bunch of fucking idiots. And during that time period, I was uploading gameplay to KO Gaming, and all those gameplay videos were getting ads. So is it because it was gameplay raw videos that it wasn't getting demonetized? I don't know. I don't understand YouTube's criteria for auto-flagging videos and demonetizing them at all. I just don't get it. But the truth of the matter is, I tried doing the edited style. It worked until YouTube fucked me. So, in reality, even if I had adopted and conformed to the YouTube norms way back when in 2012, there's still no guarantee that today I'd still be all right. More than likely, I still would have had to done something to keep things afloat, because it just seems YouTube in general fell apart. But admittedly, if I had decided to adopt the whole editing style earlier, it more than likely would have made DSPGaming way more secure as a channel in its following and viewership, and it probably would have done way better over time rather than stagnating the way that it did because it was raw gameplay. So There's your answer. It was a very long answer. You needed a long answer because it was a complicated question. Okay? So there you go. Sias Zero did a 50-bit cheer. He says, to clarify, I've double-checked Obsidian's Twitter, and Outer Worlds is coming to Xbox Game Pass on console. All right, see. So people are confused. They're like, Phil, what are you going to be playing Outer Worlds on? Will it be Xbox One or PS4? And I guess originally it was said that it was only coming to Xbox Game Pass on PC. I guess now apparently it is coming to Xbox One. But there's a problem with that. And the problem is that Xbox Game Pass, I was gifted a 3-month Game Pass, and I redeemed it in August to get a game, Control. So August is to September, September to October, October to November. Essentially, my 3-month Game Pass is going to run out in late November. And if Outer Worlds is a lengthy game, much like Fallout New Vegas was, chances are, the fact that I'm balancing it with other new releases, I'm probably not going to beat it within a few weeks. It's probably going to be an elongated playthrough that I stretch out for a bit. There's a chance I may not even beat it before my Game Pass expires. And then paying money on a monthly basis for only one game because there aren't any other games that I'm going to want to play under Game Pass would basically be kind of a waste. And so, and the other thing is, too, if Outer Worlds ends up being really good, which I'm anticipating I think it will be, because Obsidian does a great job as a game developer, and typically their games are quite good. So if I end up really liking Outer Worlds, and if it ends up ever having expansion content, etc., I might want to play it. Again, to have to go back and repay for Microsoft Game Pass just to get the expansion content might be pretty frustrating. It might also be a playthrough that in the future I might want to play again. So I think I just want to buy the game. I think I just want to own it on PS4, so that way I can go back. Plus, by the way, I have a PS4 Pro, and running it on the PS4 Pro, the game, undoubtedly, it's going to perform way better on the PS4 Pro than the standard launch Xbox One, right? So, I think I want to get it on PS4 Pro just for those reasons I've mentioned. Okay? All right. Orion Rogue has subscribed to the channel for 18 months. Thank you very much, Orion Rogue, for the long-standing support. I appreciate it. Good to see you today. Shout out to Carl Jin, who also has subscribed to the channel for 5 months. Thank you for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that very much. An anonymous cheerer did a 50-bit cheer. Thank you to the anonymous cheerer. I appreciate that. Glitch Crazed just did a 100-bit cheer. And he says, I think a game like the Polar Express would be a fun game for you to cover in this year's Christmas stream. Nevertheless, I'm excited for it. I've never played the Polar Express. I don't even know what it's on. Like, the Polar Express is a pretty old movie. So you would think that, being that it's such an old movie, it's probably on an older system, right? Hold on a second. I screwed up this because Glitch Craze is the top cheerer, so I want to get him up there on the leaderboard. A 100-bit cheer, thank you. Yeah, but I would consider it. Like I said, what we're going to do next month, we are going to do a sub goal. If we hit the sub goal, people are going to be able to nominate and vote on Christmas-themed games or any game. I would say Christmas-themed games in particular would be cool, but since there really aren't that many Christmas-themed games, any game would be eligible. So, Glitch Craze says it's on the GameCube. Well, there you go. And I can play GameCube games now, so cool. Sounds like a plan. Thank you for the suggestion, Glitch Crazed. All right, Dr. Egon Spengler tipped me $10. Thank you very much, Dr. Egon Spengler. He says, after my colleagues yesterday, here's my small contribution. Especially curious with the upgrading of the character. I think that wasn't shown on your old playthrough. Now, let's enjoy Ghostbusters 3. It wasn't shown in my old play. I didn't show the character being upgraded in the game. I don't remember that portion of the game. I remember certain parts of the game. Like, I remember being in a haunted hotel, which was, I believe it was the hotel from the movie Ghostbusters 1. And I also believe you end up in a graveyard. And I kind of remember going back to the library and some interdimensional stuff. And I remember the final boss being a major pain in the ass. And that's all I really remember. So we'll see how this game pans out. I also remember there's side content. Looking for, like, hidden ghosts and stuff like that for side content. So we'll see how this playthrough pans out. I don't remember upgrading of the character at all. So I guess we'll see as we start playing here today how it goes, how much I remember and how much I don't. So thank you very much, Egon, for the $10 tip. I appreciate that. 2-Bar King did a 100-bit cheer. Thank you very much, 2-Bar King, for the 100-bit cheer. I appreciate that. Excuse me. Spawn Killer tipped me $5. And I think he has a couple different things here. First thing he says is, would you ever go back and play Star Wars The Force Unleashed? I mean, yeah. That was actually one of my original games that I ever recorded for, but I only did one tiny bit of video during the Star Destroyer portion of the game that was glitched. The controls were messed up, and it doesn't really work properly during that segment. So I would consider going back and doing another playthrough of it as like kind of an anniversary thing. I mean, it was freaking 2008, so you're talking 11 years ago that I played that game. I would go back and play it again if people wanted to see it. Plus, I didn't do a full playthrough of it at all. I only did that one tiny segment of it. Then he says, did you play the original Lost Planet? In your opinion, why do you think they made another one? I never played the original one. I've only played one Lost Planet ever. It was Lost Planet 2. I did that co-op with John Rambo, and boy, that game was fun, but it was also incredibly frustrating. There's a lot of issues with the co-op aspect of it. That was a long time ago, though. So it's very hard, because being a game that was so old, I can't really comment too much at this modern day about the playthrough or nothing. So, but yeah, I only played Lost Planet 2. Why did they make a sequel? Because they wanted more money. That's why. Meat Shank tipped me $5. Says, I was wondering what you remember dressing up for as Halloween. I remember a buddy of mine, I was dressing up as Jay and Silent Bob one year. I was Jay. Well, if you're talking the YouTube era, over the years I've been many different things, including, I think one year I dressed up as the Punisher. One year I dressed up as a Ninja Turtle. I've been a Ghostbuster. I've been Deadpool. I've been Bob Ross. I've been Ezio from Assassin's Creed. If you're talking back in the day, I was Triple H one year. When I was a kid, I always dressed up for Halloween. I was Ninja Turtles. I was both Skeletor and Hordak from He-Man. And I was Wolverine one year, which I've talked about, how I made these crazy cardboard and tinfoil claws, and people were like jealous that it was so crazy looking for a kid to have this, right? So there you go. So thank you, Meat Shank, for the $5 tip. I appreciate that. Okay. Here we go. All right, now we got a very critical and sarcastic and or snarky tip. I'll still read it. From Potato Rolls Are Good. I actually agree. I like potato rolls. Timmy $1 says, the quartering guy works a full-time job and still has time to build his channel from the ground up, probably because he realized YouTube isn't a job and can't be your only source of income. Most Twitch streamers with 100K subs on YouTube also have a full-time job. You're right, because today, that's the case. Back in the day when I was doing YouTube full-time, that wasn't the case. From the years of 2011 through, 2017, I was able to make a living full-time just having a YouTube channel. And then I had to change it to be a full-time streamer because it became not viable anymore because YouTube fucked up and lost all their advertisers. So you're right. In the modern era, if you want to do this, as a source of income, great. But you're more than likely in a better situation balancing this with a full-time job. With me, that's not the case because I make more doing this than I would have doing a full-time job and this. Eventually, that is my goal. My long-term goal is to get myself out of the financial situation I'm in by hook or by crook, however it may happen, so that I don't have to be here streaming full-time 6 days a week, and instead I could do this more as like a nighttime thing, maybe a few times a week, which is how I used to do it. That's how I used to do it when I had my full-time job. This was the thing I would do like 2 hours a night, and then on weekends. And that way, I could focus on having an offline job that's more stable and more consistent, and then do this as a hobby, which people probably undoubtedly would still follow. And I would be in a much more stable position. That's what I want to do. I just can't do that right now. I'd love to try to change things. I can't. If I get a full-time job right now, I'd end up immediately having a dramatic dip in my income, and I would not be able to do anything. I wouldn't be able to afford a damn thing. That's not going to work. All right? So I got to work on other stuff first, changing other things first, and then I can maybe make those changes. Okay? Ancient Nicholas just did a 200-bit cheer and says, don't let these haters get to you. Keep up the good work, brother. All right, thank you very much. Ancient Nicholas, I appreciate that. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. You're the top cheer of the day, by the way. Oops. Oh, there is no space. Oops. Okay. Very good. Alrighty, everybody. So what I'd like to do before we begin with gameplay is give a shout out to the top cheerers of the week, so they get some extra recognition here on the stream, and then we're going to get started. Okay? So thank you to the top cheerers so far this week. In 10th place, we've got the Fart in the Hat. 9th place goes to a live studio audience. 8th place, Omnipotent Froggins. 7th place, Philly Buckeye. 6th place, Golden Colt. 5th place, M5NSX. 4th place, Phantom Fuzz. 3rd place, Infinite 55. 2nd place, Mr. Papavera. And 1st place, the mysterious guy whose account apparently got suspended and banned, Sweet, what was it? Sweet Treats or something. I can't remember his name now. But, yeah, he cheered a lot the other night. And sadly, his account's gone. I don't know if that means he just decided to close it. I don't know if that means that he got banned. It is what it is. It's not the first time this has happened, by the way. But he is the top contributor via Cheers for the week, even though he doesn't exist anymore. So, take that as you will, I guess. Alright. So, guys, that is it for the pre-stream. That was a lot, right? That was quite a lot to cover. I certainly hope, oh my god. My phone is going nuts. You know what happened is my phone, my stupid phone just updated with all the emails from this morning, and it goes nuts, and then it locks up on me. I told you guys my phone's shitty. My phone is shitty, and it's old, and so it has issues. And sometimes my phone won't sync at all for like hours, and all of a sudden I'll get like a giant influx of emails, and that's what just happens. Jesus Christ. Okay, so let me get this closed. What I want to do is get this set up so I'm not bound. Here we go. Oh, by the way, today is National Taco Day. At least according to a Mexican restaurant that I've gone to and I signed up for their mailing list. Today's National Taco Day. So go out and have a taco if you can. Incidentally, by complete chance, Kat and I are having tacos today. Homemade tacos. Go figure. We didn't time it. It just happened. We're having tacos today. So there you go. Yeah, I didn't know it was National Taco Day. There you go. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's end the pre-stream. I'm going to very quickly use the restroom. And then we're going to begin with Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. After 10 years, let's see if the game holds up. Let's see how the game plays out. I don't remember too much. At the same time, the things that I do remember, I remember being positive and fun because there were a lot of references to the movies and the like. And, of course, having the voice acting cast of the actual actors is really sweet. Oh, hold on. Spawn Killer took me $1 says, did you ever play Destroy All Humans? No, I did not. And I actually heard, I believe Destroy All Humans is also getting a modern remaster. That would definitely be one that I'm interested in playing, considering the fact that I never played the original. And a lot of people say that those are games from back in the day that are really popular and that, you know, I should check out. So, more than likely I will. Fair enough. Okay, let's take a quick break. I'll be right back with Ghostbusters. See you in just a couple minutes.